So BTC is pushing into horizontal and trend resistance as we speak. We've just printed a nice green candle. Is this going to be a fake out, or are we going to like really start blowing up? Now I've got a setup on BTC that I'm thinking is potentially about to start playing out. Maybe this is now going to come to fruition for us. So today we're looking at this current BTC situation. We want to see if this plan is going to start playing out. Then I've got a list of tokens for you that I'm going to buy if BTC starts blowing this current resistance zone. So we've got a lot to talk about here today, guys. Let's get right into this. So the stars of the show, again, CAS is just really coming to the party now. You will note that CAS has now broken trend and the 200-day moving average. So this is a major situation for CAS. So I've got this one ready for you guys as well. But those of you that like trend breaks and like breaks of the 200-day MA, like we saw with Rune the other day, CAS could be something you want to be looking at quite quickly. So we're going to look at CAS in a couple of seconds here. Rune's doing well, 8%. Again, that's just a follow-on from this trade that we've been talking about for the past couple of days. So looking good. And most importantly, guys, I think we need to just see exactly what Bitcoin is doing quickly and see what is going on here. Are we going to get this break now or not? So me and some of the guys, we've been talking about 60K, 59K for the last couple of hours. We've been patiently waiting here, sitting, looking for this. Are these guys busy front running the 618, or are they just trying to trap us right now? So what you want to really pay attention to today, the big zone that I'm watching, and it was part of my plan that I was looking for at the moment, was a move down into the 60K, maybe just a push into 59, anything like that. That was my preferred situation here on BTC. Now they've teed us off and they're front running it. So right now we are sitting at a major resistance area. You can see why. We've in a nice, beautiful little downtrend here on the 2 hour. Things are looking good. Downtrend in play, and the bears are now stepping in. They're trying to actually start selling the current situation. So as you can see, Bitcoin's having a reaction right here at 62K, 62,100. What do we want to see as bulls now? And when can we get excited? Well, we really now want to see a very clean break. We want to push through this area nice and firm and then get a nice little support retest here. And then I would say we are on, and the next phase is going to start playing out. And that next phase, it's just going to be a small little move we're looking for, 64K. But remember, anything can happen after that. The shorts are going to start getting rinsed out, and people are going to start getting slapped around here. So what I'm watching for, let's get a trend break here. Let's confirm some support around 62K. Somewhere in that area, if we start building some support there, then we are on, and we're going to pull out the bullhorn as and when we need it. We got to see, Ray, the goggles, bro. It's not helping. It's rejecting if you're not wearing the goggles. Guys, if you are enjoying the content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. I've absolutely nailed this. Okay, so that's our current plan for BTC. This is my current situation on Prime XBT. I'm long 1 BTC at the moment, and let's see if this is going to reject. Now they're going to come and end me at my entry. We'll just pay attention to that as things go on. But if we break that trend, then we can start adding to that position possibly there and send that one a little bit higher. So Prime XBT, this one is cooking for me at the moment. Let's see what is going on in the news. And this was great. I mean, there's a lot of activity at the moment. And we're going to touch on some of these meme coins as well that are linked to these politicians. So I've got a little segment here for you guys on this stuff. But basically, Donald Trump has announced he is accepting presidential campaign donations in cryptocurrency. How to win votes. Okay, if you this man just wants some action. Remember, a couple of years ago, he thought it was a total scam. He was telling everyone crypto was a total scam, and now he's basically saying no, he'll accept donations in cryptocurrency. And then there's a nice little video here of him talking about Biden. Let's actually play this, Ray. Give me a sec. I just want to play this one. I just got to adjust things here quickly. Let's pull this one out. Give me 1 second. My boomer fingers are operating tech here. Hold on 1 sec. Here we go. Ray, just give me a thumbs up there if you can actually hear the sound.
Against it, the Biden doesn't even know what it is. If you ask Biden, sir, are you for or against crypto? What's that? What the? Get me off the stage. He's saying, get me off the stage. No, he has no idea. But look, the Gensler is very much against it. The Democrats are very much against it. And I say this, a lot of people are very much for it, probably a lot of the people in this group, and I'm fine with it. I want to make sure it's good and solid and everything else, but I'm good with it. And if you like crypto in any form, it comes in a lot of different forms. If you're in favor of crypto, you better vote for Trump. They are.
If you're in favor of crypto, you better vote for Trump. Okay, so now he's really trying to get some votes there. And look, it's obviously going to work. He's turning pro crypto. He's going to grab the whole crypto community now to start voting for him. So very interesting times. He's obviously got some smart people there behind him, and that's their strategy. But let's not forget, just a couple of years ago, he was calling crypto an absolute scam. So anyway, typical political vibes there. But we're going to deal with that because there's a couple of meme coins out at the moment regarding Trump and Biden. So we're going to take a look. Okay, Matthew Highland, nice little account that I like to watch as well, like to follow. He's telling us weekly RSI currently in position for a lower low. Okay, basically what he's trying to say here, there's an opportunity to create bullish divergence. Okay, what's going on here? We've got this rising price, we've got the descending oscillator, and basically that could be an indication that there is going to be another push higher up on BTC. This is obviously the weekly, so it could take a little bit of time to play out, but it is notable that that is happening. And then dupes, he says, no major liquidations in 25 days. The market is hungry for a game-changing event, and he's not wrong. Okay, now the question is it going to be up or is it going to be down? The eternal question in crypto. And I want to see what you guys are saying here in my poll. I've just dropped a poll here for you guys. I want to just get a feeling here. Okay, so I said, what happens next? 67K or 59K? So far, we are on 62% are calling highs. Okay, so a little bit swayed on the bull side. Remember, it's often a little bit better if we are sort of neutral, I would say. And in these conditions, if we are sometimes too bullish, sometimes we get a rejection. So let's watch these votes coming out, guys. Please vote. I just want to see the overall sentiment there. It's going to help us a lot to decide what our next move is going to be. Okay, and we're constantly talking about memes, and these things aren't going away. So you need to embrace it. You need to get involved in it. It's a major aspect of crypto now, and you can't hide away from these anymore. Do your research. Find out what's going on with these meme coins. Obviously, we're all going to help you and give you our best advice as possible. But basically, your friend Somi says the meme coin sector is $50 billion and worth more than every DEX in crypto, every privacy coin, every gaming coin. Okay, and basically this thing is not going away. Okay, and you hear Uncle Run talking about it, Kyle talking about it, I'm talking about it, and these memes keep flying. And now we've got Van Eck US, okay, launching a meme index. Okay, and they've actually chosen quite a nice selection here. I mean, it's not the most exciting. Ray, it's happening, bro. Are you trading memes yet? Ray?
No, unfortunately, no.
Sorry for Ray. Okay. So what do we got? We got Doge, okay, a little bit boring. Shib, a little bit boring. Peppy, that thing's a ripper. Dog with hat, we know that thing's a ripper. Floki, yeah, interesting things happening with Floki, a little bit bullish there. Bonk, so not a bad selection. If you have to select, it's not the worst. I mean, they're not the most degen, obviously, but maybe they're sort of safe meme coin plays. So quite interesting that this is now starting to happen. And then we noticed in the news, Robinhood printed great earnings, okay? So we had a nice little pump on the chart. We're going to look at the stock traders there now. We're going to look at that Robinhood chart for you. But basically, they reported $26 billion worth of cryptocurrency under custody. Okay, and here's this picture. Trump says higher. And I really enjoyed this guy's comment. He says, never forget when Robinhood turned off the GME buy button. So those of you that were around a few years back when we had this GameStop situation pumping, Robinhood, to save all the big institutions, basically took the buy button away from GME, and they stopped everyone from buying the token. And it was a massive scandal at the time. But so difficult to forget these things. But Robinhood printing good results, and things are looking good. We saw a little pump out of their chart, but now they've sold it off pretty quickly. So I'm not enjoying the look of this current candle on the weekly. You can see what's happened. It looks even worse on the daily, actually. So the good earnings came out. They pumped this thing, and it's been a proper reversal here. So anyway, just notable now for Robinhood, we've had a 9% reversal in this current daily candle. So things are starting to push down. What I would suggest, if you are trading Robinhood, what you need to watch now, let's assume you are long Robinhood, because we did cover this one not too long ago when I was talking about uni and all that, the FUD around uni. We were looking for alternate alternate plays, Robinhood was one of the longs, and we were long from these lows here on this 382. So this is your main support that you're going to be watching now on Robinhood, 16.5. If you are trading that, look for some kind of bounce on this major support region. If you don't get this bounce in this area, you're probably looking at a visit back to this trend line or possibly the 618. So things could get a little bit dirty there for Robinhood. Now, let's remember, they've printed these earnings on their first quarter results when crypto was flying. Now things are a little bit quiet. People are getting smashed. People are getting wrecked. They're trading less in the last couple of months with all the dumping that's been happening. So maybe their next set of results could be a little less exciting. So just something to note. And then the S&P, absolutely beast mode here. It's firing. And it's holding this 50-day MA. So if you're long the S&P, you can use this 50-day moving average as your support. That's your support market. If you start losing that level, you start printing underneath that 5139 region, then you can start jumping out. But right now, we've reclaimed that 50-day MA. Things are looking good on the S&P. And as long as this S&P is firing, we're going to see crypto doing okay. And we've noticed a slightly better correlation between the two. So nice to see the S&P looking good. And a quick update here. Okay, we're still pushing into this trend. So there is a little bit of work to do. Let's see how that's going to play out. Now, another factor that we always like to watch, you see this every day on my charts, this dominance, and this dominance chart on the 4 hour, it's really playing out to absolute perfection here, and it really should be helping you with your current altcoin trades and things like that. Look how it's responding in these areas. We've had another rejection here. You saw these altcoins had a nice move up yesterday. Some of them very notable. Render had 17%. I think Arweave was a pumper as well. We had some big movers there on that little dominance rejection, and now we're getting a little dominance bounce, not unexpected. We've got the 50-day moving average as support. We've got the horizontals as support, and we're getting a dominance bounce. Now, not a bad thing for altcoins if Bitcoin is going vertical. So as long as Bitcoin is pushing higher and this dominance is up, we can chill. We know our altcoins are going to do okay. So look out for this dominant bounce when Bitcoin is climbing. That's normally a little bit more fun. The issue comes in, obviously, dominance pumping, Bitcoin rejecting. That's when you're going to feel a little bit of pain. And Jane says Render is pumping. Yes, so I promised you guys coins that I was going to be buying on this bottom. Now let me show you this bottom that we've been looking at. So this was Sistine Research, and I just really enjoyed this tweet. And they said if BTC runs from here, this will be the most epic local bottom of all time. Look at the bottom was CZ. Okay, left shoulder was GCR. Right shoulder was this now the Trump situation, telling everybody he's taking crypto and he's getting all bullish and all these things. So that is a possible inverse head and shoulders at play there that you can watch. So this is the current daily chart on Bitcoin that I'm looking at, and we haven't quite hit our main area. So I really wanted to see a little push into that 60K region. Maybe it's not going to happen now. Well, it remains to be seen. And right now, this is the current play. So an inverse head and shoulders is a very bullish type of setup. So we could see easily just see something along these lines and a little push down into our 59, 60K, and then this big push up. And with that bottom, if that is the bottom, then we got to make sure that we are in some proper movers, we are in some proper altcoins, and for example, not XRP, not ADA. I've given you guys an example recently on the last recovery. The last recovery, we had Arweave do 50%, we had Render do 45%, and I think ADA did something like 12 or 13%. So remember, when there's a nice recovery, you want to try and trade stronger tokens or tokens that have shown strength or are able to show a little bit of strength. So I've got a selection here. It's obviously not all of them, but I've got a nice selection of tokens that I'm super interested in if we do start getting a massive pump. Now, number one for me is obviously Solana, because it's Solana. And, I'm just loving the look of this. And right now, what am I looking at for Sol? So you can see Sol hasn't hit the 618 yet. Okay, so I'm waiting ideally for Sol to at least come down and ping the 618. We can see it is currently on a level. And if BTC breaks that trend, we know Sol's going to track higher. Okay, so that's we know it's going to push up if BTC starts breaking that resistance. My question is here, if BTC starts sinking and starts pulling back onto the 618, are we going to get Sol at the corresponding 618? So that is what I'm looking at for Solana potentially. So that is number one that I want to try and get a hold of. And where's my chart? There it is. Okay, so Sol for me, first area of interest. If we get that pullback on BTC on that 618 for Bitcoin, I'm looking at Sol at 134. So mark this guy on your charts, 134 for Sol. If we've got Bitcoin hovering around that 618 at 5960K, and we've got Sol dripping down, sitting on this 134 level, that is an area where you want to start nibbling around, start looking at Solana, because if that is the bottom of a Bitcoin move, then we should see these levels start holding for Sol. Now, if dominance doesn't play its part and things really start slapping us around and things don't work in our favor, we do have a backup level for you. Who's talking about Matic here? Also, Matic had to leave my spot bags. Marco, probably a good idea.
Hey, Trump made his NFTs on Matic. Be careful.
Pretty unlucky.
Yeah, be careful.
Okay, so big levels for Sol, and we've got to assume now that, well, we don't have to assume, but it's starting to look like Bitcoin has bottomed out at that 56 level. So if we're going to hold these areas, I would like to see Sol hold 134, or at a push here we are looking at this 118 119 level. It also, remember, it just depends what Bitcoin looks like and how long it takes for Bitcoin to drift to these lower levels. If they're going to slowly bleed us out, those are the torturous moments. That's when these alts really get smashed and you start looking at deeper levels. But for now, if we have a nice little clean rejection, Bitcoin goes to 60K, I'm looking at Sol 134, and worst case at 120. Those are the areas that I'm watching for Sol. That is where I'm adding to potential Sol positions. Okay, another one that we speak about very often here is the TON network. Okay, here's a tweet. It's probably a couple of days old, this tweet, but a good read. Okay, so if you want to know a little bit about the TON network, follow this guy. Go take a look, 𝗕𝗘𝗎𝗎, and he says TONcoin has surged into the top 10 coins by market cap. Okay, with access to 1 billion monthly Telegram users and a lightning fast blockchain. Okay, take a look what he's got to say. Take a look at some of the projects on the ecosystem. I own that resistance dog. It's the first dog on the TON network, and for me, if TON is going to be super bullish, the resistance dog and the other tokens on the TON network are going to start pumping. They're going to start ripping. So look into the TON network, do some homework there, and follow this guy, and you can see TON is absolutely ripping. And I gave you guys this level, and also Sniper Club guys got this level the last couple of days. So the 50-day moving average came into play. Look how perfect this little bounce is here for TON. So we've got the 382 coming into play, we've got the horizontals, and we've got the 50-day moving average. Nice, strong little reaction zone. And what does this tell us now? This tells us that if we get a bleed out on Bitcoin down to 60K, we should expect TON to hold this level. So I would expect TON to hold this if we do get more downside on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin starts blowing this trend, blowing these horizontals, well, then TON is just going to start kicking and start pushing on. So what I can give you now, if you are not sitting in TON, I can give you massive support here. 5.58. Okay, and this support is subject to Bitcoin holding 59/60K. So if you are interested in being a part of the TON network, you want to own some of these tokens, here's a nice solid level for you. Watch your supports down to 5.58. If you start losing that 5.58, let's say the candles are closing underneath that, maybe there's a little bit more pressure in the market and things are looking slightly different, and then we need to plan a little bit lower. But as far as spot traders are concerned, if you're looking to hold and things like that, watch any pullbacks to this 5.58. That looks nice and solid now. You can see the size of that bounce that we've given, and such a simple thing here. We're using the 50-day moving average, we're using a 382 fib pool, and we're using some horizontals and a little bit of spice, maybe a little bit of that. But these things work, and they give us great reactions. Ben Steele says Trump is pumping Matic. Let's see what else we got. Ben Steele says, breathe, Dylan. It's just juice. Why does everyone rip me off when I talk about juice? Claudius, did I say redemption dog or resistance dog? You know what I mean. Redo. R-E-D-O. Let's see what else we got. Did I say it again, bro? No, bro. Okay, and Daniel, I mean, here's a typical TON client here. Daniel says he's used Telegram since 2016. Now think about this. They've got access to this entire user base, and how can you not be bullish on this if they've got a proper good team? Iridium Panda. Jeez, bro. Okay, guys, cool. It's cool. I'm the juicy guy. Okay, let's look at my next one. My next buy is Arwe. Okay, so we've seen massive Arwe strength over the last No, man. We've seen massive RWEEV strength over the last couple of months, and we know how bullish Uncle Run is on RWEEV. And another opportunity here. If this market turns super bullish, we know where are people going to go? They're going to go to the coins with strength. Okay, we know that there's a lot of hype around RWEEV, so you can see in the charts how this thing has performed. You can see in the TON network how that thing has been performing, and RWEEV is another one on my list. So big areas that you want to pay attention to. And if Bitcoin starts pulling back to 60K, I'm looking for RWEEV to hold this 36.4 region. Now, look at this nice reaction we got just the other day. So nice push down onto some horizontals, nice little bounce here for RWEEV. And then we do have backup levels here. I really like this area lower down. Anything from 33 down to about 32. Look for that to hold. If we get an aggressive pullback on the market, look for this region to hold. I would expect it to give us some kind of strength here, and especially if that was sort of the low of the market and that things are going to start playing out here, this is what you're watching now. So big support, 36.5, and then anything down to about 32.7. Look at those areas. It's the 50-day MA and it's the 618 coming into play here. Okay, now before we get into some of the others, I just wanted to deal with some of these meme tokens. Now, there's a lot of action out there right now with Biden and Trump and the political side, and we can see there's a lot of politicians and things coming through in meme coins, and you don't want to miss the boat, because it could be a narrative that's going to come into play over the next few months leading into the elections. Can you imagine if this is just the beginning and retail hasn't arrived yet in crypto, and we know the signs are there that retail seem to be missing when they really do all come back, and these memes are flying, these political memes, and the elections are going on, the debates are going on, and all these things. What's going to happen when Trump wins or when Biden wins? Surely these meme coins are going to be absolutely ripping. So you don't want to miss this current trend or this current narrative. And I just wanted to bring it to your attention. So here's Bashara, and he says the whole political meme sector is up 40% today. So that's interesting. And you can follow this guy and just click on his charts. He's given you a list of some political meme coins that you can play around with or start looking at. I've just prepped two for you guys for the time being. Number one is Donald Trump. Okay, so you can follow this one on Twitter. 20,000 followers here. Make sure you have the right contract address if you want to play this game. And here's the current chart. So, Trump gave his little speech, and now this thing is absolutely ripping. Current market cap, $63 million. Okay, so by no means it's a small situation, but you don't want to not be involved in this thing. If these memes are taking shape, Bitcoin is pumping in the next few months, retail comes back, the market's flying, this is where you're going to be. If you want to have a laugh and you want to make some money, you want to be looking at some of these meme coins. And I would say Trump and Biden might be the flavor of the next few months. So again, don't buy the top of candles. You ideally want to buy any weakness that you see in these type of things. Remember, they pump, they dump, they pump, they dump. And, don't feel too much FOMO here. And what you want to see, you're just looking for these moves. You can buy.
Hold on. Let's FOMO the likes. Let's FOMO the likes. Let's get the bullhorn going on the likes, guys. Please.
Let's give them the bullhorn.
Come on.
There we go.
We're bouncing. Bitcoin bouncing off support. Let's go. Smash the like.
We're good. Okay, so how do you do this? How do you buy these coins? Well, number one, you can open a Phantom wallet. It's Solana-based meme coins. Okay, so you'll have a Phantom wallet in your browser. It's an extension on your browser. You send Sol to your Phantom wallet, and you can use Bird Eye. This is a platform that I use. And you go into Bird Eye, you connect your wallet, and then you can buy using Sol. And you buy your meme coins. Okay, so it's pretty simple. It's quite daunting if you are new to it, but once you've tried it once or twice, it's pretty simple. So you can send Sol from an exchange to your Phantom wallet, connect it to Bird Eye. You can see at the top right hand side, you can connect your wallets there at the top right, and then you can action these meme coins right here in front of you. Just make sure you are trading with the right contract address when you are doing it. Okay, the other one is Joe Biden. Okay, now he seems to have less followers. Isn't this an amazing, maybe a representation of how the vote's going to play out? We've seen Trump's got I think 20,000 followers here. What does he have? 18,700, and we got Biden only at 10.5. But what I find very interesting, Biden's bags are much fuller. This one is a $230 million market cap. Okay. Now, I mean, let's not get into too many politics here, but Biden's bag seems to be a little bit fuller at the moment, maybe because he's president. Who knows what the story is there? But anyway, $230 million market cap in play at the moment. This thing could obviously be an absolute banger during the debates, during the elections. look out for these memes, and some nice support forming here right now. 0.298. Okay, so you've got a nice little support base in play here right now for Bowden. Look at that. Maybe that's a nice little buy area. Maybe if you want to nibble around in these tokens, in these meme coins, this is probably not an unreasonable area to look for something. So keep your eyes on this one, and it would be interesting to see if one of these things can start pushing to bigger numbers. Right. Now, guys, don't forget, I've got GUMMY. There's action coming on GUMMY. There's so much action coming on GUMMY. I'm going to show you that chart again. It's hit my buy zone yesterday that I gave you guys. So hopefully some of you did get some GUMMY. Now there's a 15 million GUMMY airdrop coming on Bybit. Okay, the clock is ticking though. You're running out of time. It's never going to happen again. Okay, so 21 days left here on the clock for Bybit. What do you need to do? The instructions are here. It says deposit at least 100 USDT and trade at least $100 of GUMMY, or deposit at least 1,500 GUMMY before the event ends. Okay, and there's a lot of action here for this airdrop. And don't forget, let's just go into the show description. If you want to go into the show description here, you can see my little menu of items going on here. And at the top, it says Bybit. Sign up right now and win up to 30,000 deposit in bonuses. And it says get $100 exclusive Banter Fan bonus when you deposit $100 and trade $500. Okay, so use this exclusive link for Bybit in the description here, and you can see I am busy using Bybit as we speak. Here is my current situation. You can see this render is absolutely cooking. We're going to deal with that one just now. That render at the bottom. Look at that entry. I'm going to show you that entry because it's the exact entry that I gave you guys yesterday to go long on render. So that thing is now flying. This is my current situation on Bybit. So give it a go, give it a run. And here is GUMMY. Okay, so here's our buy zone that I gave you yesterday, dipping into a nice little zone. Is that some kind of double bottom, range low type of play? Well, it's very notable that we have held the support once again. So GUMMY traders, 0.09. This looks like a nice little support area for you to play with and something to work with. What do we want to see? Obviously, we'd love to see, we want to see some kind of breakout here, and maybe people are going to start getting stuck in and they're going to start sending this. So maybe a little sneaky trend break here for GUMMY. What you can do is watch your support level 0.09. That is your GUMMY support. Look for that. And you know what to do, guys. You know what to do. Okay, the next banger is Rune. This is another one. Bull market, Bitcoin pumping. If that was the bottom, if that was the right shoulder of an inverse head and shoulders, and we are sending this thing, Rune is where you want to be, or you want to potentially be involved in. So here's the Rune setup we've been talking about for a couple of days, and we have finally cracked our 200-day moving average. This was a massive zone for us, and this is now going to be big support. And we do have now a new level of support forming for you right now on Rune, and there we go. Those are the highs that are in play. So the previous highs here at 5.88. So if you are still long Rune now, so the first move was obviously, let's just get this right. Here we go. The first move was obviously the push into the 200-day MA. Okay, once we broke that, what does that do? It gives us some kind of support coming down. And look what they did. They retested the 200-day MA. They retested the horizontal, and now they've pumped it up again. Okay, so now we've broken another resistance band, and we've got a nice juicy little candle here that we can try and take out very quickly as well, that I'm watching for Rune. So what do I want to see now? Where's my new support? Well, my new support is going to be old resistance. So if you are trading Rune, you can now raise your stop as well, and you want to look somewhere under this 5.842 level. Okay, so if you got this Rune long from a couple of days back, now you are in a risk-free trade that is actually in profit. So 5.842, if you start closing under that, maybe you want to look to trim it and then expect to move back to the 200-day MA. Then that would be tested as well, and that could be another interesting area for you. 5.56. So Rune adding to my bags here, and the next big story for us, 50-day MA. Okay, once we start breaking that 50-day MA, we start looking at a whole new area where we can try and start forming a base for Rune, and then we send that one higher again. Okay, so we can do this step by step, level by level here, and yeah, Chaos loves a right shoulder. What type, Chaos? What type of right shoulder here, bro? Let's see what else is happening here. Mark says he got this Rune long from the bottom. Well, that's beast mode, obviously. That's a nice play. Let's see what else. Who else is in the chat? Let's see. Ben Steele says smash those likes. Crypto Trader says Sleepy Joe. I don't know who Sleepy Joe is. Ripple Muncher says that, whatever that is. What is that? An emoji with a heart. Let's see what else we got. Rob Rosdick says Jill Bowden on Sui, proper DGen. Look, guys, each chain has got their own DGen plays. I've just obviously brought you a Solana play. That's what I'm familiar with, and that's where I have been trading a lot of these meme coins. Craig says Tuka is smashing it. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Johan says Tuka actually produces content, unlike most shitcoin. That is correct. Now, we looked at Tuka yesterday. I'm not bringing it up again for you guys. We'll deal with it this week as well. But yeah, Tuka is an actual business now. There's actually stuff happening behind it. They're producing content. They're buying tokens. They're burning tokens. There's a whole situation going on there with Tuka. So don't sleep on Tuka. Right. Render, the boss. Okay, so this is another one, and the entry that I told you that I was looking for yesterday on my show. I told you, look for a pullback. I was short Render after that news, and I was looking for an entry here down at the 50-day MA at, well, what did I have here? My entry was 9.5, but anything down to 9.36 we had. And why was that interesting to me? And we saw it on Ton Network as well. 50-day moving average, 382 fib, horizontals in play for Render. So we knew there was a massive reaction zone. We know that's a reaction area, and that's why you've seen Ton respond so nicely off that. And now we've seen Render coming to the party again. So Render is looking great here at the moment, and now it's in its next phase. So just like I showed you on that rune trade, and you go phase by phase, you go level by level, and right now Render has now had a solid break of this previous horizontal, and now we are looking for this area to hold. So for me, 10.5 is going to be a line in the sand now on Render. Any pullback here, we're looking for buys in that area. We're looking for that region to hold now. And why do I want to see that hold? Well, you can see this was old resistance, previous support. So if they do drift it down, you can buy with confidence there and manage your risk, obviously, down if we start losing that 10.5. But you can see why it would make sense that this area should hold now after the second break of that. The first break was a fake out, and now we are going, and you will note also that we are through the 618. So let's just make sure we know where our 618 is. So we're going to go from the high to the low, and we just want to pull out our 618. Remember, the 618 gives us resistance, and we are now cracking that 618 as resistance as well. So this is notable, very interesting here. And for the scalpers out there, if this thing's ripping and you are a little bit late on this current Render situation, there's a little bit of support that you can play with. Look how it ties into some of these horizontals here as well. So for me, Render, anything down to about 10.8, 10.9, sort of first line of support. The big support, 10.5. That's really what you're watching. Johan's talking about Aero. Yes, I didn't bring that one. Rodolfo, if you're in the chats, just drop a note here on Aero. Drop your tweet here on Aero. I was speaking to Rodolfo earlier today, and that chart was looking a little bit sad, but we can take a look at it. Okay, we'll get to it. I'll do Aero for you guys shortly. And okay, here's Ondo. So another one, what am I buying with Bitcoin punts? Real world assets, Ondo, on my hit list. Okay, great mover, always a nice strong recovery token as well. And you can see Ondo is busy taking off. Notable here, 618 bounce. Look at that nice little push now for Ondo, and it does have a little bit of work to do. So we got the 50-day moving average in the way. Okay, so phase by phase, if we're trading these things level by level and phase by phase, we need to break key areas, and we need to turn them into supports before we can start adding to positions and all these types of things. So if you are long Ondo at the moment, this is resistance for you. What you want to see, nice clean break here, nice pullback onto support, and then the next phase starts for Ondo. So right now, if you are watching Ondo, if you are sitting in Ondo, you got spot, you got margin, whatever your current situation is, big areas that you need to watch for any pullbacks, 0.77. Okay, you can see why, big support zone, 0.77, and then lower down, this is actually the real banger. 0. For Ondo, that for any smallish pullbacks, Bitcoin at 60K, maybe a wick to 59K, we should see these levels hold for Ondo, and then we should see things push up nicely from those areas. So level by level, right now Ondo is at resistance. Okay, so just exercise a little bit of caution there. And Danny says Myro is crazy. Let's see. Okay, so the next one on my list is Peppy. Okay, so when we get pullbacks, when we get weakness, what reacts really well? And you've seen my story. You saw my last Peppy trade. That was an absolute banger. And any weakness in the market, and you jump into this Peppy situation, and you can see the size of the moves that we get from Peppy after pullbacks. Here was this, the last one is a 55%, and the previous one, what did we get? We got 96%. So what do you buy on weakness? You buy Peppy, you buy Arweave, you buy Render, you buy Ondo, you buy these type of strong tokens. Ray, give Dylan's internet a kick. Is it really that bad? Am I getting lagged out here? I'm getting killed. Getting absolutely killed. Okay, so here we are. Peppy looks good now. If you are trading Peppy, I can give you two solid areas, two big zones that you can now pay attention to. Number one, you can see we had this retest 382. Now, again, notable with all these altcoins, just remember what you are seeing here from me. When we get these levels, we pull down. Note how all these altcoins find corresponding fibs to tie in. It's almost magical or science the way it actually plays out. They drop onto the 382s or they drop onto the 618s. Now, we've seen Ondo on a 618, but if you look at this Peppy that I'm showing you now, this is sitting on a corresponding 382. So they always find their little home. They find their areas of support and those things, and they don't have to match fibs entirely, but Peppy's got a 382, some of the others are 618s. We've seen some others that really suffered. They were at 786s and things like that. So watch these big support zones. Peppy, big area here for me, multiple zeros, 77. Okay, big zone. Then another banger. Now this is the 618 50-day MA and trend. Okay, multiple zeros, 71. Okay, look at the size of this area. Look at that. You saw it now on Ton Network react on that when it hit that. You've seen it on Render as well. That 50-day MA really coming into play here on these pullbacks. So these are your key zones. Okay, so these are the areas that you're going to watch closely now. If you're sitting in spot, you're sitting in margin trades, those are your key levels. These are the big zones. And look at this nice rising trend here from Peppy as well. So things could be looking pretty decent here. Even if we do get some kind of pullback into that region, look for something like that. And as long as we've got this rising trend, then we are happy, then we are cooking. Okay, and things are smoking. Okay, another one. What am I buying? Myro. Here's another one. In fact, I have actually bought Myro already. So this thing is starting to cook, and here we go. So this is a 4-hour trend break, and now it's starting to take shape. I dropped this chart in the Sniper Club about an hour ago in our traders chat. So we got a nice little community in there. The guys are all sharing charts and ideas and things like that, and occasionally I just arrive there and I just dump a chart in there and a little clue here or there. But Myro is now starting to break trend, starting to look good, and things are flying. I am actually in a position here. There it is. Okay, there's my Myro at the top, and that thing is now starting to really fly there on Bybit. So what am I watching? What is my plan now for Myro? Let's just get this one out. Okay, so we got a lot of work to do. Obviously, Myro's got loads of things to do, but it's very good that we've got a trend break. So number one, if you are looking for support zones here, first area of interest 0.152, and that is going to be the low of the candle. And then your big area that you want to watch is going to be your 618 support, 0.1437. Okay, so that is two big areas there for you on Myro that you need to pay attention to. And note, once again, the 618 coming into play here. And again, it's no joke that these things love their fibs, and they love getting support in these regions. So if you are not trading fibs or using fibs in your trading strategy, really get them in, because they give you such an insight into what is going on there. They tie in with Bitcoin, they tie in with each other, and always just such a nice guide for me when we're making decisions here. Okay, so Myro, big level that you want to watch, 0.1437. That is huge. Okay, what do we do if this thing starts pumping? Well, you need to be super cautious, because look what we've got coming out in front of us here. We've got the 50-day MA, we've got horizontals, and we've got trend. Okay, so we can't get overexcited. If 𝗲𝗚 pushes up, let's say, and reaches 0.19, that is really a zone where you want to be looking to take something off the table there. That is a massive area for 𝗲𝗚, but good start at the moment, and also a nice little burner. A nice little runner when the market starts recovering. So another one that you need to get on your list. And then the dog with hat, okay, another player that you need to turn to when things are flying. And you can see a nice little 618 reaction here, dog with hat, looking nice and strong at the moment. And again, same play as 𝗲𝗚, your big support that you want to watch now, 2.6894. So I've given you a little bit of room here on the 618, and just for any moves slightly lower down here. So watch this, 2.689. Sorry, yes, 2.689. That is going to be your major support that you want to pay attention to. And look out here, okay? Big resistance coming up in front of us at the 50-day MA. So 3.12. Remember how TON has bounced off the 50-day MA. Remember how Renders responded to that 50-day MA. So now WIF is pushing into it, okay? So expect some kind of reaction, expect some kind of fight there in that region if that is going to play out. So just look out, just exercise caution at that 50-day MA. Simple plan here. If we start blowing this region, things get a little bit smoother, things get a little bit easier. But step one, let's break major resistance first, and that 50-day is major. So let's crack that one, and then we can start pushing higher. Woo! Okay, let's see what else we got. Ripple Muncher said, spent all my cash on GUMMY. Dennis Jaden says, short Bowden. Look, I mean, Trump seems to be a crypto fan. I think he's won the whole crypto community over with his comments. And Mabaleka says, Cass, let's go. Let's pull it out. Wait, 1 sec. There it is. Cass, honorary mention. Okay, so this might be the moment now. Okay, Cass is broken trend finally. Now I haven't been ripping this thing off, but I've been a little bit negative about Cass for a while because it's been sitting in this downtrend. And remember, like 4 or 5 months ago, Chaos wouldn't shut up about it. He's got so many bags of Cass. And this thing was pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping. And now it's just been consolidating in a downtrend and just relaxing, and we haven't been getting much fun out of Cass, but finally I think we might have something happening here for the Cass bulls. And Chaos, if you're in the chats, you must be waking up now. You must be getting very excited about this current Cass situation. And there's a Ballas Bar Trader says your internet is chilling on GUMMY. No, bro, it's bad. Okay, here goes GUMMY. So now what's important to me on GUMMY? So in Sniper Club, if you've been following my Cass chart in Sniper Club, I've been talking about this 200-day moving average being a big story. Chaos, bro. I've been talking about this 200-day MA being a major story for us over the last while. And I was saying, until we crack this 200-day MA, it's difficult to get super bullish on this Cass situation. So nice that we have finally pushed up and we have broken this 200-day MA. This is big for us now. We've got the trend break and we've got the 200-day MA, and we've got some horizontals here. So this is a nice little first line of support here for Cass traders. If you are long now on the trend break, this is the daily. This could be a nice little setup brewing for you guys. So your key support that you want to watch, I would say watch anything down to 0.1178. Okay, anything down to 0.1178. If Cass is going to hold, and then it should hold that region, so it should look something along these lines. Your support, you want to just watch that the lower that candle, so that's going to allow for a wick down onto the 200-day, maybe a stop hunt, and then a move higher. So potentially something big brewing here for Cass. I would say there's probably upside here of about 30% to start with on Cass. What do we do? Step one, well, number one, we are pushing into resistance. So what typically happens after a trend break like this, after a big move, we typically reject at some kind of big horizontal zone, and the real test comes on that pullback. When we look for that pullback, we look for that pullback on fibs. We look for the pullbacks on things like the 200-day, on horizontals, and those type of things. So look for that type of retest. Don't be surprised if it rejects at the 50-day MA. Don't be surprised if it rejects at these major horizontals. The real test is going to be on that pullback. So ideally, you want to look out for some kind of pullback into this zone, into this region. But a great start that CAS has now blown this 200-day MA, and manage your risk appropriately. So your 200-day MA can be your support now, 0.120. Look out there. And then lower down, we can pay attention to the big zone. The big zones are 0.114 and 0.109. So these are all areas that you can work with depending on how you're trading this. If you're trading spot, obviously it's easier. You can let these things breathe a little bit more. If you are trading leverage, you need to be a little bit more greedy and a little bit more disciplined. So CAS, one more 200-day MA, use that as support with trend and horizontal, and look out at this resistance, 50-day. Expect a rejection here. Okay, expect something to happen in this region. The real test is that. And if that's going to play out, then things are looking super bullish. Wonder Kid says, discuss injective, please. Guys, I want to do Aero and I want to show you stacks because it's another one that is pretty important for us. Let's just get this Aero out. There were comments in the chats, and I was talking to Rodolfo earlier about this Aero. So this is a DEX on base. And Aero could be a player here. So there could be something happening on Aero. And look, if that was the bottom, that would be very interesting. Let's see what type of fibbage we can get here. Let's just get a decent time frame out. Let's see what we've got. Okay, let's look at that. Let's look for what type of fibbage do they give us. Look at that. Another 618 coming into play here on these altcoins. So Aero, that you can use that as your support. Okay, so use that as your support marker. Nice little 618 reaction there for you guys. And remember, if we start losing these levels, if Bitcoin rejects, okay, if Bitcoin rejects, you're going to get these alts sent back to their support levels. You for sure they're going to come back to those 618. A little retest there. If Bitcoin starts feeling a little bit more pain, then look out for some deeper moves on some of these altcoins and just be prepared for it. So right now it's a good start. 618 bounce, interesting here, and then watch these lows. Okay, these lows should hold then for any further moves down. So keep your eyes on that. Level number 1, 1.02, and level number 2, 0.89. Okay, both of those are solid looking levels at the moment. Let's see if these 6 ones are going to hold. Rob says 𝗕𝗢𝗙 is giving me serious juice. Okay, another one that you need to pay attention to, or you don't need to pay attention to, I'm paying attention to this, stacks. Okay, when Bitcoin starts getting spicy again, and I'm talking properly spicy, we should see stacks wake up. Stacks has been in also a long drawn out downtrend, and there's potentially something brewing here on stacks. You can see we've been in the steep downtrend for so long, and stacks is finally moving into some areas of interest. Number 1 is the 200-day MA and horizontals here in play for us. Number 2 is the 618, a little bit lower down. So these levels that I'm watching, 1.95, anything down to 1.95, even 1.9, that should look at the 200-day MA for a little touch. And then a little bit lower down, 1.71. So these are big areas here for stacks. And if that was the low, you're going to have time because you're going to see something along these lines, and then you're going to have that opportunity for that trend break. And so there is time. If you're not sure at the moment and you want to let this thing play out, you do have a trend that you can work with. Once we start breaking that trend, we can reassess there. But keep your eyes on stacks. When Bitcoin starts really blowing up, things could get pretty spicy there with stacks, and you don't want to be missing it. And then an old trusty that I like to use, this Lux Algo, also just giving me an X print here on the daily. So also telling me that we might be close to some kind of reversal on stacks. You can see what they've done here. Nice little short print over there. Now they've printed their first X, which tells us that things could potentially be slowing down, and we're looking for this final move potentially into this cloud. Okay, so anywhere in that region starts looking interesting for stacks. And then once this market really starts kicking on, or if it does, that is where we're looking for our big bounce. That's the move. Okay, let's just cover BTC one more time here. I just want to make sure
Bullhorn.
What's great? Ripping, right? Is it ripping?
Bullhorn.
Okay, so we got the trend break on BTC there, looking good. Now, what we want to see, what do we want to know? Wrong button, bro. The bullhorn. Okay, this is now our support marker for the day. This is what you need to watch. If you are long BTC, you want to hold 62K. That is your number that you want to pay attention to. Let's see, we are ripping, and let's add a little bit to this trade now that we've broken that horizontal. Let's add. Okay, so there we go. Added some BTC, and there's my average entry. And now we can bring our stop to entry here and de-risk things a little bit. So we're going to put our stop at 61700. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the stop's in play on Prime XBT. If this thing sends, it continues to send. It's now a risk-free trade. Now we've broken trend. I've added to my position. My average entry has moved up, but it's under that support marker that I'm watching. So technically now it's a risk-free trade. Let's see. Maybe we wake up tomorrow, we get pumpage, or we wake up tomorrow, we've round-tripped and they've hit our stop, but it's pretty much cost us nothing. So that is also why I spend a lot of time nibbling on some of these trades at these lower levels, just to try and build little positions. And once we start breaking support, it does get a little bit easier if they start pushing. Ray, I think I'm going to bring out the big guns here because Bitcoin's just broken resistance.
Let's smash the like and subscribe, guys.
Okay,
let's go.
guys, I'm done. Good luck out there. Let's see. Hopefully it's going to hold. Hopefully it's going to hold these levels for us. If you are trading, just be cautious. Watch your big levels. See you guys later.